Not yet. Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks to nerd shit. This is episode 756, and as always, is your nerds. You're going to hear the host, Sean Lance, our wonderful co-host, Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful Monday night.
Yes, sir. Live, early, and ad-free for everyone, for our wonderful patrons over at patreon.com/the Nerdcore. And before it goes up live for everybody else on 12 p.m. Central Time tomorrow on Tuesday. And before we can go ahead and get into the review, Brad, how are you doing today, man?
I'm tired. So I actually came home early from work because I got there and I'm like, dude, if I can make it half a day, I'll be good.
Yeah.
I made it till like 3. So, and then I'm like, I'm out. I'm out.
Like,
for an
I'm done
hour.
with this shit. You know, I
I'm
don't
going
want to
home.
deal with this.
I'm tired. But other than that, yeah, it's been. So I came home and I watched Sanshiro Sugata Part 2.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah. So that means on this 24th of March, 2025, I have seen all of Kurosawa's films that we can get our hands on.
Yeah. Oh, shit, that's right, because you've already seen Matadayo.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, so yeah, today was the day you completed his filmography, Brad.
Dear God.
Would you say that if it wasn't for the podcast, you wouldn't have completed?
There have been no way. I do not have the willpower or the attention.
Yeah.
To
By the
just
way,
sit
Brad,
there
this
and
is
do
up
that.
on Patreon, by the way, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I made a patron.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, if it wasn't for this podcast, Brad, you wouldn't have done it, huh?
No, there is no way. I think most of the films, I would say. Most
Yeah.
of the films that we've gone through, like Tarkovsky's, probably not.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
But just think about it, like you wouldn't have gone in through what's it called, One Wonderful Sunday if it wasn't for the podcast.
No,
That's like one of your favorites.
Yeah, I wouldn't even probably even like known. I mean, because like when I started like watching Kurosawa, it was sticking mainly to the samurai genre because that's what I was, really kind of took a shine to from him.
Yeah.
And then
Ikiru even there.
Yeah, Ikiru ended up in there. That was kind of the oddball one.
Yeah.
But I think as we progressed, I think we just continue seeing that Kurosawa, I don't believe, made a bad film.
I don't believe he ever did either. But today, we're going back to the very beginning, man. To Sanshiro Sugata Part 1, where he starts his career, man.
Yeah.
And,
I'm not laughing at that, laughing at Stacy.
yeah. What's
Love
up,
Stacy.
Stacy? How you doing, man? You wouldn't have seen the Venom series without the I wouldn't have seen those fucking movies without this podcast either.
Yeah. Like a turd in the wind.
Yeah. Who, by the way, just not yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was Kurosawa's birthday. Yep.
Yeah. Happy birthday to the Emperor.
Yep. But Brad, I went to the doctor today to take a look at my hand, and
What did you do to your hand?
nothing. No, you never notice how I can turn this one just fine, but this one I can't.
No, I've never noticed that. You've never brought that up.
Well, yeah. Also, we don't know each other in real life, but yeah.
Yeah. So otherwise,
this-
we don't know that.
This one can turn just fine.
And that one can only go so far.
Yeah.
Man,
Apparently-
that's gotta make weightlifting fucking pain in the ass too.
I only can do hammer curls. Yeah.
Fuck.
Like when it comes to like arms, it's
Yeah.
only hammer curls.
God damn.
And I have in the ropes, of course, for my biceps and my triceps. But for my triceps, because, actually, you know what? For when I pick up the ropes and I do it like this, it's like fine, but it's still not getting that much of the what's it called, the tension here.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's it
I
called?
was just thinking like curls.
Yeah,
like-
curls. Nope, only hammer hammer curls, which is still good. It still does the
you
job.
Still get the weight, but like
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not. It's like just it does limit a couple of exercises that I can do for my arms.
No, I've never
But yeah.
noticed that because we're always in these squares. If
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah,
no,
Brad,
no.
I've never been able to turn this ever since I was young. I've never been able to. Today I was explained why.
Did you have a broken bone or?
No, my forearm bone is curved,
Oh,
and the other bone right here that connects to the hand, right?
yeah. Is that also curved?
No, it's short.
Oh, okay.
So when I try to turn, those bones are meeting and they're blocking the turn.
Oh.
That's just on the right arm.
Yeah.
So on this one, it's not as curved, but it's still curved, and it's still short.
But they're
And
not.
Yeah, it
Oh,
just grew like
yeah.
that.
At least, I mean, there's nothing really you can do with that.
Well, yeah, they said like it would require surgery, and
Yeah.
basically we're
Well, yeah. I
gonna
mean, there's nothing you can do. There's no like
to prevent it. Yeah,
workout routine to
no,
here,
there's no way
like
for me to
for my
prevent that.
arm.
Like it's
Yeah.
just that's what happened. That's just the way
Interesting.
my arm grew. But like I mean, now it also kind of what's it called? Really does what's it called? Explain why my forearm has always been like kind of like a little like
Little
curved on
curve.
this side.
Yeah.
I've always wondered like why. It's always been like because you look at this forearm and you look at this one, and it's a little. You can see a little bit more
Yeah. A
curve.
little bit more curve. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, dude, it's that's just the way my bones grew, and yeah, that's what happened. That's it. So today I went to do that. I got lunch and I went to go. Once ago yesterday I had a late birthday dinner with my friends, and um, my one of my friends gave me a what's it called Barnes and Noble gift card. So I ended up going to Barnes and Nobles and I picked up Baby Girl on 4K.
Very good.
So now I'm gonna finally watch that movie off
Oh,
Rachel's recommendation.
did you show Stacy your shirt? Show off your shirt.
And then the amazing Rachel got me this awesome shirt of Stalker. Look at that.
That's dope. They did an awesome
Yeah.
job.
This is amazing. Amazing shirt. It has the Russian title on it. It's got the dog from the film.
I think Tarkovsky would approve of this.
I don't know. I think he would have been pissed off.
Well, maybe.
I
Like,
think he would have been pissed off.
fucking
that
capitalist pig.
Yeah. Especially after he gets he can't make movies off of this. He can't make movies after this one in Soviet Union. He's kind of like, yeah, fuck this shit. Like, ain't no fucking way that
Fuck
they
no.
they're making money off my movies like this.
Yeah, good point. Okay.
After I couldn't make them anymore in the fucking Soviet Union. But yeah, man, it's a great shirt. I love it, and I'm probably gonna be wearing the fuck out of it now. Yeah, we've only had to see Rose Hansen framed during wrestling watch-alongs, painting the Rhea Lisa over here. Yeah, I've been trying to paint a Rhea Lisa. Yeah. I would not be painting the Mona Lisa. No. Yeah, but yeah, Brad. That's what my day consisted of, and I just chilling now. I'm gonna go work out after this. So. We'll try to work. I don't think I'll be able to because I think we're gonna finish a little late, and I have to go to work tomorrow.
It ain't too. Yeah.
But yeah, Brad. That's kind of all I got, man. All I got today going on today. But yeah. So you got through part 2. That's gonna be on Thursday, guys, on Patreon, and then it's gonna go up for everybody on Saturday. But yeah, Brad. I'd say let's go ahead and get this going. So let's go ahead and start this review after these words from our sponsors. Today's episode of the Nerdcore is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code THENERDCORE. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. Brad, go ahead and introduce us to Sanshiro Sugata Part 1.
Okay, roll. Sanshiro Sugata is a 1943 Japanese martial arts drama film and the directorial debut of the Japanese film director Akira Kurosawa. First released in Japan on March 25th, 1943 by Toho Film Studios, the film was eventually released in the United States on April 28th, 1974. That one only took a while. The film is based on the novel of the same name written by Sunio Tomita, the son of prominent judoka Sunejiro Tomita, published in 1942. It follows the story of Sanshiro, a talented though willful youth who travels to the city in order to learn jujitsu. However, upon his arrival, he discovers a new form of self-defense, judo. The main character is based on Saigo Shiro. The film is seen as an early example of Kurosawa's immediate grasp of the filmmaking process, includes many of his directorial trademarks, such as the use of wipes, weather patterns as reflections of character moods, and abruptly changing camera speeds. The film itself was quite influential at the time and has been remade on no fewer than 5 occasions. It spawned a sequel, Sanshiro Sugata Part 2, which was released in 1945 and also directed by Kurosawa. And, so, it didn't have a starring, so I guess I'll go through starring. Starring Denjiro Okochi, Susumu Fujita, Yukiko Todoroki, and Takashi Shimura, of course. And cinematography by Akira Mimura, edited by Toshio Goto and Akira Kurosawa, music by Saichi Suzuki, and with a running time of 79/97 minutes.
Right, man. So before this, like he hadn't really done anything else. Like the what's it called? Before this, he did what's it called? Assistant direct a film
he worked with others, right?
with Yamamoto. Yeah, with Yamamoto. He worked under Yamamoto in the beginning, and it's and he had written some films before this, but this is the first time he ever makes a movie, man. First time ever.
We'll get into it.
Brad, what are your initial thoughts on Sanshiro Sugata?
I was enthralled with this movie, if I'm being honest. This is Kurosawa's action film. It's an action film from beginning to end. The music is on point. The editing is great through this. I love his use. I don't know. In the scenes he's outside and he speeds up the film for where the clouds are moving real quick, but Sanshiro is standing in the same spot. I think in 1943 that probably would have blown anyone watching this film's mind, trying to figure that shit out. And again, of course, we get the use of natural light. And really the only downside of this film, and the reason it's probably not going to get a perfect score from me, is that it needs to be redressed, as I would say. It needs to have a little bit of makeup, a little bit of That was my biggest gripe in this is the film stock. It needs some rehab.
It's damaged, bro.
It's
like
bad.
There's a major damage done here, and also the fact that there's a lot missing up from this movie.
How many? It's funny they put it in the beginning of the film. I don't know if it's Toho felt bad or whoever felt bad. They're like, yeah, like 1,800 feet of film or something to that, like got cut, and I'm just like, 1,800 feet. What does 1,800 feet equal to?
I wonder how much that would. So Japanese censors reportedly trimmed the film by 17 minutes. Some of this footage was later recovered and added to a DVD release on the original script. The film has been modified in the original version of Akira Kurosawa's debut film, which opened in 1940 without consulting the director and production staff. 1,845 feet of footage film was cut in 1944 to comply with the government's wartime entertainment policies. As much as we would like to show the original, we were not able to locate the cut footage. Yeah, we strongly believe this modified version is worthy of re-release. We thank you for understanding the circumstances surrounding the re-release of this film. April 1952, Toho Company. Okay, so it's not the full footage. It was probably just a little bit of it, but they probably didn't. They couldn't find the whole thing.
I think people need to realize 1,800 feet or however much we said. That's a third of a mile missing of film.
God, dude, that is fucking crazy. So there's still 1,845 of cut footage that hasn't been. Hold on.
It's probably gone. I would imagine it's gone.
How many feet of film equals a minute?
AI.
Approximately. So for standard 35 millimeter film at 24 frames per second. Approximately 112.5 feet of film equals 1 minute of footage.
Bro. So 112 is 1 minute?
Well, here, look. They have a film footage calculator. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. There you
go. 35. Because he'd be using fucking 35 on this, yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine.
At 1845. Brad, that's 20 minutes of film, Brad.
Yeah, which I don't know what exactly was cut from this. Like, to me, this is actually a really great movie, but it would have been nice to see what his original vision was.
Well, yeah, I really like this movie, and I think that it's a great debut. And just my main complaint is that there's a good amount, like, even though the film feels like a complete narrative, there still feels like there's stuff that's supposed to be there that's just not there.
Yeah.
Whereas there's some cuts that just feel like really awkward.
Which is why I call it an action film. Because there's a lot of action films, you don't necessarily know the full context why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because we just go straight into the fucking master throwing people into the river.
Which is dope. It's
Which
dope
is like,
as
it's
fuck.
really funny and dope, but like, I have no idea why those fucks are even there.
So you have to add some context to this while watching it and being like, okay, so they want to go and they basically tell him, yeah, we want to prove a point to you that because they're jujitsu and he's judo, and
Yeah.
that's really where it's coming from. Is our style is better than your style, and we want to prove that to you. And we're going to prove that by beating your ass, basically. And then he's just like, nah, I'm just going to throw you in the river. By the way, no one came out of that river.
No, nobody did.
No one
So that
came
means
out of
like he
that
killed
river.
everybody else.
It's like, did none of them know how to swim?
Yeah. You know, it's definitely you know, an interesting take because at this time, you know, the war is going on. You know, they're at war, and you know, the next one is going to be the one that's going to be heavily propaganda. This one is definitely not because
It is not this.
this is
the better-
definitely Kurosawa. Very much like
Yeah, this is the better of the two, honestly. After watching,
yeah, yeah. Oh, so you can confirm that it's pretty much propaganda. This next one, huh?
yeah, quite a bit. I mean, and it's funny because I'll save it for tomorrow.
Phil, could you just Snyder
I'll
cut? That's
save
funny.
it for Thursday. I'll save it for Thursday.
Stuntman, how do they work?
Now you just get new ones.
Yeah, just get new
Throw
ones,
them into
bro.
the river, let them drown, get new ones.
I wouldn't be remiss if Kurosawa saw a little bit of himself in this in the character of Sanshiro, who, you know, he comes in as this like arrogant guy who wants to, you know, be what's it called put into the spotlight of like this world of like what's it called jujitsu, and he doesn't really what's it called earn it, and then when he actually you know earns it, he's kind of like start to change the person that he is, and he's like starting to like become a different man.
At the beginning of this film, it's a guy that we meet who's kind of lost.
Yeah, he's lost.
He's lost, and then the one good thing he's good at is he can fight. He's strong, and that's kind of what turns. We get a whole scene of him just beating up like everyone in Japan in an alley. He's literally just whooping people's ass. And he goes back to his master. His master is just like, I'm done with you. Like, I cannot teach whatever you are. And he takes it upon himself to throw himself into this dirty river. And they make a point to show this river's dirty. And
yeah, it's dirty.
I think it's winter in there because there's like steam coming off him. So he's staying in this river for hours, just holding on. And what I really like about this film is some of the extra characters in this we get. They're actually like the monk, who you wouldn't expect much from the monk, but the monk's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And when he first gets on screen, he's just giving shit to Sanshiro, and then by the end of this movie, he's kind of made friends with Sanshiro and sees why Sanshiro's there. But I really feel like you could modernize this, and people would watch this like Shogun. That's personally, or do a modern anime style. I think it would be cool. I just really enjoyed this film, and I put it up there as like Kurosawa's action film.
Yeah. I thought it was a really good movie, man. And even though it's a little bit more like, you know, action-y than all of his other like, because
it really is.
You see the direction that his career goes after this. Like he doesn't really start pulling out the very like, you know, like actiony stuff until Sanjuro, like Sanjuro's,
Yojimbo.
fucking what's it called, Yojimbo Sanjuro, and then Seven Samurai, because like he doesn't really start getting into that kind of stuff, man. So it's like it's really interesting to see this movie, and then you start seeing like his very like laid down stuff, like the most beautiful, no regrets for our youth, I live in fear, yeah.
Even in there.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting one, first one, and I think it was a really good debut, man. I love that final fight between the two of them. I love the way he shoots that, man.
It kind of burns into your brain, him standing in the hayfield or the field, and then the wind.
And I don't think Sanshiro wanted to kill him, Brett.
No, I barely think Sanshiro like even wanted to fight him because I think he already knew the guy like was a good fighter and he would hate to have to kill a good fighter, in my opinion. But that's another thing that I think this film, and I think you'll find in the second one, with the seconds lacking, is the
Yeah,
sound design in this first film. The sound design and the music that is throughout this whole film, it's missing in the
yeah,
second one in a lot of it.
yeah. This is so interesting. Okay, Brad. So I just found this on akirakurosawa.info. Despite its propagandist qualities, the censorship board saw this work as too British American, and reportedly it was only through the intervention of director Yasujiro Ozu that Sanshiro Sugata was ultimately accepted for release, coming out on March 25th, 1943, only 2 days earlier than Kurosawa had turned 33.
Are we thinking it's British American because the one guy in a suit?
I guess. But, it's funny because it's like, I mean, that's the biggest complaint that Kurosawa had from his peers. It's like, oh, you're just too foreign of a director. You're not making Japanese films. Like, you're making very much like a Western view of the Japanese film. So it's interesting that he got that literally in the beginning of his career.
I mean,
And he said, fuck him. I don't care.
But then it's hilarious that on top of that, Westerns came from him.
Yeah. Well, then, like, it says that, but then it's like the government loved this movie so much that they wanted to make him do a sequel, even though he didn't want to make a sequel.
Yeah, which I can kind of tell.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and they were like, well, we need this movie to like showcase like what's it called, the qualities of the Japanese, and we need to really show them like how strong we are and stuff. So it's like, yeah, you need to make a second part. He's like, fuck that, I don't want to make a second part.
No, I think
like,
the first part. I would think the first part would have shown enough qualities of that, especially when you have a Japanese man throw another Japanese man into a wall and kill him. It's like that dude's pretty strong. Not gonna lie, other dude not so strong, but other guy strong.
Yeah. I really liked it, man. I think that it's very much like an interesting part where it starts his career. And I think that for something like martial arts, he does start to kind of, he starts to, examine how, these things like martial arts are also very similar to like, cinema, and how cinema is very disciplinary and how it's something that you have to learn from. And, once you really start to perfect the art of cinema, you really start to change as a person. And you grow your mind and you grow your experiences. So I think that I'm pretty sure that Kurosawa saw a lot of himself in his character of Sanshiro, because it reflects a lot of the qualities of like Kurosawa at first being this like assistant director, and finally being able to get the chance to like to make his own first movie, and here he is, like he's become a changed man.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and I think for this being his debut, he puts on quite a display for 1942, 43, when he's making this and releasing it. And you see a lot of his camera work in this, a lot of his editing. It follows his whole career from this.
Oh, yeah.
The natural lighting, the way he plays with speed and the sky and nature in itself. And I mean, you can see it right here in this film, basically all of that. And then to add on top of it, the music and the sound design, that's really great. Again, I think the only bad part of this is that the film stock is just, it needs help.
Yeah. So I guess, okay, so those were the deleted scenes were the ones that were recovered and put into the Criterion release. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know why they would delete the priest visiting Sanshiro. That's such a important part, because that's like basically him saying like, no, I don't want to go do this fight, bro. Like,
yeah, no, no, man, I'm gonna kill that old dude.
Yeah.
This girl's been praying for her dad like every day for like a month.
Yeah. I love that. I love how he's like saying like, I can't. Like, I just saw her pray for her father. Like,
which shows you he's changed. I mean, even in the second one, it kind of shows that he's changed. And that, at the beginning, he probably would have fought him like, no question. Like, he probably would have just wanted to fight. But now that he actually puts it in perspective and he's thinking like, do I really want to do this?
Yep. So, Brad, what's your final verdict on Sanshiro Sugata?
I think if this had a release and they clean up the film stock, it'd probably be near perfect to me. But because of the film stock, unfortunately, and it's nothing to Kurosawa's, he can't do nothing about it. I'm going to give it 9. I'm going to give it 9.25 out of 10. So that's up to Toho to spend some money on what they should be spending money on.
I don't know if it ever will. And also the fucking Eclipse, what's it called, set that has this movie on DVD is fucking out of print. Cool. Nice. Yeah. Fuck you guys, man. Just make it so goddamn hard to get the work of these fucking directors, man. It's like at least I want to at least have it available to watch. But yeah, no, not buying the fucking AK-100 set. Yeah. Yeah. But
and this is a decent film that I think like anybody who's into action films or even like martial arts or samurai movies, like this is kind of it. This is a good action film.
Yeah.
I was glued to the screen.
I'm coming a little bit lower than you, Brad. Just slightly lower.
Yeah.
I just, like I said, my main what's it called? My main complaint is the fact that, you know, for a movie that feels like there's a complete narrative, it also feels like there's these awkward cuts that are just missing, like, some context.
Like, even though it's pretty good editing, in my opinion, there are 20 minutes missing.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And you can tell that there's 20 minutes missing. So, I give this a 9.
I might be a little partial just because I watched the second one today, and I can tell you, yeah, you're going to give a lower score to that one.
Yeah.
You thought this one was rough.
Yeah.
There's some stuff going on with that second film.
Don't tell me that, Brad. I'm gonna be like, what's like incredible, like insanely propagandist like that?
No, not propaganda wise, like editing wise. Like it's rough.
Damn, okay.
Like the propaganda's out there, like whatever, but like
I mean, there's propaganda in this one too, so it's like you know.
I mean, it's not a big deal. Like it's way more visual propaganda in the second one. But like you can tell Kurosawa cared about this one less than he did the first one, because the sound design's not there completely for the whole film, and the editing all over the place.
All right, man. Well, yeah, I give this a 9, Brad. It's a 9 for me. It's definitely what's it called up there for his other movies, but I just felt like there was a good amount that just felt like it was missing from this.
Somebody give me a modern anime. That's or a television series of this. I just want to see like a dude throwing people in the water.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how much this fucking set costs. What's it called? Because you cannot price this that higher than the fucking AK-100 set. Because if you do, like, it's fucking stupid, man. Okay, $98.99 is kind of what I thought this was going to cost. Alright, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, I thought it was going to be like $1,000 like the fucking AK-100. Yeah. But, you know, man, I fucking hate when motherfuckers can't give you free shipping, bro. Like, you're already paying $98.99 and you're telling me you can't give me free shipping?
Nope. Gotta make that extra $3.
Stupid, bro. Stupid. But yeah, Brad, that concludes our review of Sanshiro Sugata. And we will be back on Thursday for our review of Sanshiro Sugata Part 2 on Patreon. And then it'll go up for everybody else on what's it called, for the public on Saturday. And Wednesday on Patreon, we're doing our Spawn episode 6 review. 6 watch along. So come and watch that. Season 2, episode 6. And yeah, man. Thank you guys as always. Make sure you follow us on thenerdcore.com, Twitter at thenerdcore, Instagram at thenerdcore, Letterboxd at thenerdcore, TikTok at thenerdcore, Patreon.com/thenerdcore, Discord link is in the description below. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell so you don't miss another Kurosawa review that drops on the channel. And make sure that you leave in a comment and tell us what you think about this movie. And shout out to the last person who left us a comment that Brad hasn't responded to. Brad, do you have the name of that person?
I don't have the YouTube up, but I can do that real quickly. We've
got to get all the money that we can before we drop kick your package to your porch. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm going to pay $3 fucking for shipping, and FedEx is still going to fucking punt that shit into my fucking door.
Or USPS is gonna bend the fucking thing that says "Don't bend," you assholes. Let's see.
What a bunch of shit, man.
So, Thomas Nora 2042.
Shout out to you, Thomas Nora 2042. Thank you so much for commenting on our last video. And if you want to get a shout out like this, you know, all you gotta do is just leave a comment on the video. Still waiting for somebody to go ahead and comment what those movies are in our intro for you to win a sticker and a button. So, comment, and you can win a sticker and a button. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app of choice, make sure you leave a 5-star review and you follow us on that app. All that can help us out so much and helps the algorithm boost us. And of course, thank you to our patrons. Without them, this is not possible, and that's why they get this ad free and early before anybody else gets to watch it. And of course, we want to thank our wonderful executive producer Shane. Where can they find him, Brad?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/xsrk or on Twitter at thriftedil, or go buy something from the Seppi God at dpop.com/prisonCityVintage.
Yeah, $4.63 for shipping. You're stupid, bro. Yeah.
God damn.
I'm sorry, bro. That's stupid, bro.
Highway robbery?
Yeah. Fucking highway robbery, Brad. With that being said, guys, we will see you guys on Patreon on Wednesday for our $5 up and $5 tier and up for our Spawn Season 2 Episode 6 watch along. And then we'll be back for more Kurosawa reviews and Daredevil Born Again this weekend. But for now, I'll catch you guys later. Brad, set them out of here.
All right, Roll. Thank you, host, as always. Thank you to Stacy for joining us in chat. Thank you to our listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, remember to throw your enemies into the river of Styx because they ain't coming back. Young Yoda out.